So first thing you want to do before any work is to disconnect the battery. So we're going to be disconnecting a negative here. This battery, it's a 10 millimeter. You don't have to unscrew this the whole way. There it goes. You just want to make sure that's off the battery. Now we can do what we got to do. Okay, and to remove the dash, it's fairly easy. It basically just pops off, and so I do recommend having some proper use tools. These are just a plastic. If you use a screwdriver, you can damage the grill. And some people do recommend taking this panel off because this can be a little tricky down here. It kind of tucks behind there. So you do gotta get this underneath that. And there we go, we got access. So it can be done. I don't want to lie to you and tell you it's easy. It is a little bit tricky, but that's how you get that piece off. And now you can access the radio. Okay, so the radio is a 7 millimeter. You got 4 screws for the radio. But you can't take the radio without taking the AC off, or at least loosening it, because there's tabs that are kind of holding them together. So that'll just pop out, and then this will just pull straight back. Okay, so once you disconnect the pins from the radio, you got your USB, then you got your speakers in and out and power and all that. And then this is the antenna, so it just pulls right out. Okay, so you're going to add that pack unit. And what I had to do is I had to tuck it basically way behind here, so I have the factory wire coming in, it plugs into this harness, and then you got your 2 harnesses coming out of the unit. So these are what's going to plug into the radio, and then it's just the reverse process. You want to hook the radio back up and get everything up and running. So with it tucked way behind there, you don't have much to play with here. These are very short. Sorry, I had to block the camera, but there's nothing you can really see anyway. You want to be make sure these are plugged in all the way. The first time I did this as a kind of trial run, they weren't plugged in all the way, and then nothing worked, and I freaked out. It just wasn't plugged in all the way. So then we got the reverse process. So I got the 2 bottom screws in. It's holding this in place temporarily. You may want to turn the power on. You can hook up the battery now, and you may want to test it. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to put you on pause and hook up the battery. Okay, so you hooked up the battery. I got lights on here, so I know I'm good. Let's put it in auxiliary mode. So we're good. Obviously we'll have to reset the clock and all that, but now that you know that you're good, you can go ahead and button everything up. Go ahead and screw this in. Here comes the tricky part, trying to put this back in. Gotta get it under the transmission over here, selector. And that's it. A little easier than I remember it being. But it's snapped in. Everything's locked in now. After you get the kit behind there, you'll have the wires coming down. And then I put my amplifier and subwoofer right here. And I'll show you that. So there you can see the subwoofer. You can actually see some of the wires there. I have my subwoofer facing down, and then here is the amplifier. Okay, so if you were just connecting the radio straight to the subwoofer, the amplifier, you would run the wires, have them connected in. I wanted to put a lever control here, so I ran the wires from the unit to here, and then from here to the amplifier. Now when you put the amplifier in, you're going to need to run the power and ground. This blue wire here is the remote. That is with the pack kit, so you'll have a remote wire coming out. So the power and ground, what I did for the ground is actually connected, you see it's there, it's that gray wire. I connected it right to the firewall right there. So there's a nice bolt, I was able to connect that. And then with the power wire, you can see it coming down, right? It goes up, over, zip ties. And I ran it through the firewall where the other wires are. So I'll take you outside and around the truck. So it comes out where the wiring harness comes out. It's a lot easier with two people. Comes across and it's connected onto the positive of the battery. I got a zip tied up there so it'll never, hang on the engine. And so obviously this goes to the pack unit. The remote wire goes to the pack unit. And then these would go straight to the pack unit, or you can do a control like I did, and then that'll just be in series. And so I didn't want to just leave it exposed like that. So what I did is I made a little cover here. And you want to make sure to have some foam here, because if it's just wood to wood, it is going to vibrate. And then I did some Velcro. So the Velcro's on there as well, and it just locks it in. There's nothing back here, so that's where a lot of the air is coming through. So basically this just slides over. The Velcro locks in. And now I got myself a little table, if you want to call it. It's got just enough clearance over here. You can see there's just enough clearance to get the hand in here. Open that up. If you really wanted to, you could do some vents here for the amplifier, but I haven't had an issue with it overheating. You can see there's a good 1.5 inches of space here. So the subwoofer is under here facing down, and it comes out here and obviously the other side.